Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Emma Lefave and today we're doing another color matching video. So let's jump right in. Okay, so we are back again with another color mixing video, and I love doing these. They're a lot of fun. So today I thought we would take some of my son's toys and try and color match some of these colors for fun. So I got him to help me pick out some of his favorite toys, and this is what I got. So again, I am using my Winsor COTMAN watercolors. They are student grade. They are a great brand to start out with. I love these and I use these for the longest time. Also, I'm showing you with a limited palette so you know that you don't have to go out and buy every single color. I'm going to try my best to stick to these 4 colors, but I do have 8 different colors in my palette. I'm just going to go over them quickly. I have dioxazine purple, permanent rose, turquoise, ultramarine blue, hooker's green dark, sap green, cadmium yellow. That's another permanent rose, so there's a double there. Cadmium red deep, which I like using instead of cadmium red because cadmium red has too much of an orangey tint to it. And then another turquoise. So these are doubles and these are doubles. There's 8 colors in total, but if you're on a budget, you can stick to just these 4. And we're gonna show you how to mix these colors with just these 4. All right, let's jump right in. I'm using just plain old Canson paper, and then I'm gonna swatch it on this Arches scrap piece of paper. And I'm also using my Craftamo brush in a size 10, and we're ready to go. Okay, so I think we're gonna start off with this little guy. I just really loved the green, so we're gonna try and match it without using green paint. Okay, so remember when we're color matching, there's 3 steps that you have to go through. The first one is, what is the base color? The base color is green, so that is the first step. You're gonna have to mix a green. And we know, using our color wheel, so here I have my color wheels. They're always great to have for reference. In order to make green, you mix blue and yellow. So let's start with mixing blue and yellow. Put yellow in my palette. And then some turquoise. Okay, and let's just start off by swatching it to see where we need to go from there. Okay, and obviously it's a very different green. So now we need to look at our color and think, do we need to go lighter or darker with this hue? And it's a pretty, solid color. So we don't need to go any lighter. We don't really need to go any darker. Now I need to look at the undertones. So is the green on the little turtle more vibrant, or is it a bit more muted or dull? You can see there's kind of like this orangey brown tint to it, so it's a bit more muted. So we're gonna add some red to it. Okay, so when you wanna mute a color, look on your color wheel, find the color's contrasting color. So green's contrasting color is red. It sits right across the street from the green. So you know you're gonna mix a little bit of red to make this a bit more muted. Okay, so let's do that. Now I mixed too much red and that made a brown. Let's just swatch it just for fun. It is a bit closer though, because this is kind of like a browny green, but we're gonna have to add some more of that green tone again, and we're just gonna kind of have to go back and forth. That's closer. Let's mix some more pigment. Let's really get a lot of paint on there. So we're just lathering it on. Get that little bit of red. And swatch. It's a bit too dark because I use a lot of pigment, but I feel like we could still go a little bit more red and a yellow. So let's add a bit more yellow to it and a little bit more red to it. That's too much red. That's a bit too much yellow. See, sometimes you just got to play. I think that's a bit closer. I feel like I still see a bit more orange in there. So I'm just going to make a little bit of orange with the yellow and the red. I think that's closer. Okay, I think that's the closest we're going to get right now. So I'm going to swatch that. Let's grab our little turtle guy here. Yeah, that's pretty close. Okay, so it might never be exact, but you can always get pretty close. I'm gonna grab more. Yeah, that's pretty good. It also looks a little bit different on camera and in this light too. Just remember that. I feel like there's a bit more green in it. Let me just add a bit more blue. Yeah, a bit more blue to it. And that's pretty close. I feel like that's as close as we're gonna get right now. Okay, so there's our fun little green. All right, let's move on to Dory. And I really like this blue. So first we're gonna start with the base color, which is blue. Let's swatch our turquoise, see where we need to go from there. We actually might need to head over to our ultramarine blue, which is a warmer blue for this. So let's see if we can get there with turquoise, but I have a feeling we're gonna need a little backup from our ultramarine. So if you're buying new colors, I always suggest these four, or you can swap it out for ultramarine. But if you want to go even better for color mixing purposes, you would want to get different colors of each primary color. So I would recommend getting like a turquoise and an ultramarine blue. So a cool blue and a warm blue. For red, I like cadmium red deep, and then permanent rose for kind of our reds. And then yellow, you can always get cadmium yellow, and then like a lemon yellow, which is like, I think a bit, I don't even know, cooler. It's like a, I don't know. Anyway, you could do two of each color and go that way. I make so much sense. Okay, I don't think we're gonna get there with turquoise. Let's just swatch our ultramarine just for fun, and you can see the difference. Yeah, it's way closer to ultramarine. It has this like warmish blue tint. But let's just for fun see if we can get there with turquoise. So like I said, turquoise is a bit too cool. It's closer to green. So we need to warm it up. Let's add some pink to it to get a bit of like a purpley blue. Okay, maybe we can get there with turquoise. I did it. It's done. You just needed to warm it up a bit. Okay, so we can get there with turquoise. There you go. That's fun. And see, you can almost make like an ultramarine just by adding pink. So the reason why I add pink and not red is actually made up of magenta and yellow. So red has an undertone of yellow to it. So that's why you can kind of get this like brown tone to it, where pink is a bit more of like a pure mixing color. I'll just show you when we mix turquoise and red together, just to show you the difference. It's a lot harder to get a good purple with red. You get a darker blue. It turns a bit more gray to it because it has that yellow in it. But pink just mixes a better purpley, warmer tone. Okay, so let's just make this more pigmented. I'm gonna grab our pink and our blue. And I just mixed a little bit of the permanent rose, right? And it made that nice warm blue. Like, look at the difference between that color and the turquoise, okay? So let's swatch that. That's funny, I wasn't sure if I was gonna get there by using turquoise, but I did. And just so you guys know, I don't mix these colors in advance. I'm kind of doing this all for the first time with you on camera. So that's why I kind of may seem like I don't know completely how it's going to turn out, because I don't. And there you go. There's that blue. Awesome. Okay, and then our last color we are mixing is this gray. Okay, so my favorite way to get to gray is purple and green. Usually I mix dioxazine purple and Hooker's green dark, and it gets me to a nice gray. We don't have that in these colors. So just the way my brain works, I'm gonna make a darker green, so yellow. Essentially, we're just using all the colors. And blue, a bit more blue. And then I'm gonna make a purple. So I'm gonna take some more blue. So it's a bit bluer heavy and a bit of, or not magenta, permanent rose. And let's just mix it together. Let's add a bit more yellow. We're just gonna start adding all the colors until we can get to a gray. Okay, added a bit of red. I feel like we need to go a bit more red to neutralize it. That's turning into a gray. Okay, so just start mixing all the colors until you see what you need. Okay, so let's start off with a swatch of gray. This is a bit too cool of a gray. This is a lighter. So we also need to go lighter. So I'm going to take some of that pigment off my brush. Okay, that's closer, but it's a bit too blue heavy. So we want to make it a bit warmer. So I would go a bit more pink and a bit more yellow to make it warmer. Let's swatch that. That's a bit better. Maybe even a bit more warmer. That's closer, and I think we just need to go a little bit lighter. So I'm going to take some of that pigment off my brush, like so. Maybe a bit more. I think that's it right there. Okay, so essentially I just kind of mixed all the colors. I started off with the kind of combination that I knew of green and purple, mixing it together just the way my brain works. So you can do it whatever way works for you. And then just started adding little bits of color. I knew I needed to go warmer, so I added some red, I added some pink, I added some yellow because it was a bit too blue heavy, right? So just experiment, get a scrap piece of paper and do it that way. Let's swatch this. Okay, so with grays, if you want to make a gray, I'm just going to move this up. If you want to make a gray warmer, you're going to add a warmer tone, like a pink or a red or a yellow. And if you want to make it cooler, you're going to add a bit more of a blue to it, okay? Yeah, that's pretty close. There's a bit of brown in this too, which is interesting. So you could even go a bit warmer than that. Let's do it. Let's add a bit of red, a bit of yellow. That might be too warm. Actually, it's kind of closer. And there you have it. And there we go. Thank you all so much for watching my video. I really hope you liked it and I hope you learned something. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram for even more. Have a great day, guys. Bye.